Take a break from your busy schedule and join Harold Sala for Guidelines, a 5-minute commentary on living.
In the last years, a lot of things have changed, and there's no going back to how things used to be. A few years ago, most of you contacted us at Guidelines by writing a card or letter. Today, you send email. A decade ago, we mailed thousands of copies of this commentary in response to requests for a particular program. 4,000 to 5,000 times a day, or 150,000 times or more a month, someone goes to our website at guidelines.org for resource materials or copies of what you hear on this program. The service which hosts our website also gives us a printout on how many people respond to a specific commentary or topic. When we were recently looking at some of the graphs showing what themes had particularly spoken to the hearts of those who listen, one bar of the graph almost went off the page. What in the world did I talk about on that day, I asked. So we started checking. It was a simple commentary which I called A Recipe for a Good Marriage. It focused on the basic ingredients that make a marriage work. Since 1963, I've been producing Guidelines pretty much during a generation which has seen marriages change radically. The traditional family, a dad who was a provider, a stay-at-home mom with a few kids, is almost non-existent today. The white picket fence surrounding the little cottage is history. It lives only in our memories. The occasional rerun in black and white of TV programs such as I Love Lucy and Father Knows Best are nostalgic reminders of how things used to be. Marriage has faced the onslaught of change, much of which has had an extremely negative impact on couples and families. While there's no turning back, there are a lot of things that you can do to make your marriage work. Dr. Paul Popenoe, an authority on marriage and family, used to say that any two people who want to make a marriage work can do so. They have just got to want to make it work. Inversely, all that is necessary for a marriage to fail is for just one person to say, I want out, I want my freedom. And no matter how much the other person wants to make it work, or how dedicated he or she may be to a marriage, that marriage is history. Most of us enter marriage with a great deal of fear of what may happen, fear that if we really turn loose, we submit, we become vulnerable, and we may get hurt. Frankly, there's no guarantee. But I know one thing, risk is all part of love. And when you risk nothing, you gain nothing. Fierce independence, the refusal to allow your lives to merge, keeps us at a distance. It never allows intimacy to develop. It is more like hooking up with a stranger than becoming one as God intends. 5 times the Bible says a man is to leave his father and mother and to be joined to his wife in such a way that the two become one flesh. One flesh. Not two independent individuals who have contracted to live under the same roof and on occasion share the same bed, but one in thought, in areas of money, in spiritual harmony, yet they maintain their uniqueness and their own personal identity. It is no wonder that Paul used the analogy of the union of a husband and wife as a picture of the mystical and beautiful relationship of Christ to the church. While marriage has fallen on hard times, it is still the most satisfying and unique of all the relationships on earth. Don't give up on it. Anything worth having requires a lot of work.
You've just heard Dr. Harold Sala with Guidelines, a 5-minute commentary on living. If you would like to listen to the program again, download a copy, subscribe to our e-commentary, or view other resources, visit guidelines.org. We would like to hear from you too. You can email us at info@guidelines.org. That's info@guidelines.org. Thanks for listening, and we invite you to join us again for the next edition of Guidelines.